It's a monumental matchup in Baltimore tonight. Randy Hippard and the first place Brigade come home to take on Arvell Nelson and the Washington Valor. Both with offense on the mind, these two combined for 14 touchdowns in their previous games. Touchdown! It's the AFL on CBS Sports Network right now. Welcome inside Royal Farms Arena, downtown Baltimore. Week 10 of the Arena Football League on CBS Sports Network. The Washington Valor and Baltimore Brigade. I'm really glad you're along. Brent Stover alongside the Hall of Fame quarterback, it's Ed Bonner. And obviously been a struggle this year for the Valor, but they're coming off their first win of the season. On the other side, Baltimore, they've been phenomenal all season long.
Led by Randy Hibbert, they've been solid. He's completing 73% of his passes, doing an outstanding job running the offense. And when you look at the Washington Valor, Arvell Nelson brings hope to this team. They have a chance to compete each and every night out, and I think they're only going to get better.
Arvell has been under center each of the last 2 weeks, and they just beat the defending Arena Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Soul, last time out.
Yeah, it stopped a 21-game win streak. In doing so, this team played extremely well. They were gutsy. It was a back-and-forth battle, and I think the biggest thing for this team, when you're in these type of games, that you stand toe-to-toe with the back-to-back defending champions. You see they're down 2 scores early in the game, just kept sawing away, kept playing some outstanding plays like that one from Mr. Dangerfield, going over the wall to make the catch. Arvell Nelson just throwing dimes all over the field. It was an outstanding performance by him.
He's been incredible in both games. They lost barely to Philly, and then they beat Philly. And in the fourth quarter, you got to come up with some plays. And if you're Philadelphia, they get this long play and the touchdown. But Washington would win 49-48. Here was the key play.
Block punt, too much block extra point, too much penetration inside. You've got to secure the middle and take care of that, or you're not going to win the game. You saw that. That's got to be a sour win for Phil.
Baltimore beat Albany last time out to get their 6th win of the season and improved now to 6 wins and 2 losses.
Yeah, Baltimore has just been outstanding. Probably the most consistent team. You and I talked about that all season. They've done an outstanding job. Ran into some struggles with the Albany team. 2 very talented team, but I tell you what, when you've got a kicker, Mark Lewis, doing those kind of things, and you're converting in those kind of onside kicks, and you're making all the right plays when you're supposed to, you're growing as a team, and that's what this organization is doing.
Joe Hills from Tommy Grady, his 88th straight game with a touchdown. Ties the game at 56. Hills 9 catches, 132 and 4 touchdowns. But the game-winning field goals, they march down from Mark Lewis. Baltimore 59-56 to get their 6th win. So both teams looking to make it another one this week as they match up for the 3rd time this season. They've played a couple of tight ones so far. Kickoff next.
It's about us and our brand of football and what we need to do to get better and get to July 28th. All right? They suited up 60 linemen. That tells me they feel the only way they can win this game is they get out the quarterback. That's the only reason you suit up 60 linemen. You feel me? Offensively, ball security over everything. You take care of the ball, we're going to be great. Remember, focus on being great one play at a time. When something bad happens, push through it. Let's inspire and encourage each other. All right?
Smith getting them checked up. It's the Valor and the Brigade here in downtown Baltimore. For the first time tonight, we check in with the 3rd member of our team. Down below, it's AJ Ross.
Hey there, Brent. I am with Offensive Player of the Week. We have to talk about just how you mentioned earlier that you have a dynamic wide receiver core and how you have so many talents in your arsenal. How fun has it been for you having all these targets?
Yeah, anytime you have the talent we do on this side of the ball at the skill position, you just get them the ball and let them go to work.
And Coach Smith talked earlier about reducing turnovers offensively. What do you need to be more cognizant of? What do you need to do or change to reduce or minimize those errors?
Well, we just can't give the ball away. You know, we just got to do what we do, keep possession of football, and drive down the field and play Brigade football.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
Randy Hippard, the quarterback for that man. Omar Smith, he's got them rolling 6-2. They beat Albany last week. Only 10-13 overall, but a big turnaround in 2018. And this is 2nd season as the head coach in year 2 of this franchise.
See Benji McDowell. interim head coach, and would like nothing more than to go on a run and try to remove that tag of interim head coach for the Washington Valor. And going back to something Omar Smith said in the locker room before the game is the only reason you dress 6D linemen is you want to get pressure on the quarterback. We'll have to keep an eye on that early in the game and see if that's how it's folding out. Washington feel like that's an area where they could take advantage of Baltimore's front. We'll see how that plays out for them.
Pat Clark kicks it off, and Brandon Tompkins, one of the most electrifying players in the league. Tompkins out to midfield, and what a start for the Brigade. Tompkins has 661 kick return yards this year, a 20-yard per kick return average.
Yeah, he leads the league, and listen, both teams, when your kick coverage is going to be valuable tonight, both top two guys in the league, Christy Vault on the other side. You get a look at Randy and his numbers.
These are against the Valor for the season. He's at 72%, so that right there a microcosm of.
You'd like to get rid of those right there. Those turnovers, talked about not giving the opposition opportunities, taking care of the football and putting in the zone.
For the season, Hippert has thrown 42 touchdowns, closing in on 2,000 passing yards. Last week, he threw for 270 and 8 touchdowns in a win over Albany. From midfield, first play from scrimmage, Hippert under siege, rifles it into the first row, and that's quite a way to get after the quarterback to begin the game, that front of the Washington Valor.
I believe that was a busted play up front, but you see Washington putting pressure early. Roderick Henderson, David Washington, all in there, but they're trying to set up a double release screen, and it just happened too fast. Tight end Jordan McCray was going out for a pass, and Randy didn't have enough time to even get the ball to him.
So 2nd and 10, just turned away from Baltimore. Week 10 of the AFL. Baltimore in sole possession of first at 6 and 2. Albany in second, 5 and 3. This Fowler team is 1 and 7. Pass caught in traffic, going up over the wall after climbing the ladder. He's the 4th-year man from Tennessee, Martin, Quentin Sims.
Great catch, beautiful soft touch throw. Because he's got to get this over Alvin Ray Jackson. Watch his drop right into the route here. Beautiful touch throw and great concentration there by Quentin Sims to get on that throw.
24 receptions, Sims, 292, 8 touchdowns. One of the more talented receivers in this league. It's that size alone and the ability to go into traffic. Gained 13, and they got first down from the 12. Hippert again rifles it, caught on the out route, slammed into the wall just outside the 6. Back-to-back catches for Sims.
So the kind of calls you make to keep guys close. Throw those short outs, quick outs to give your guys a chance later on to come back and maybe give a little move and go across the field on him. Catch a DB stopping his feet.
Gain of 7, brings up a 2nd down and 3. Nothing opening drive of the game. Baltimore 6 and 2, the Valor 1 and 7. In motion, Tompkins takes the handoff right side, picks his way through, and takes it down to the 2-yard line.
Lined up in a jumbo formation. Got Rodney Austin in. It's a big package. You're going to run the ball almost like an outdoor football I formation. The lead blocker, ISO.
I like the creativity from Omar Smith. They are 2-0 against Washington this year. Baltimore is by a combined 6 points. So that's how close Washington has been. Getting a couple of more wins as they stand just 1 win on the season. First and goal, 4 minutes deep from the 2. Handoff, Nixon up from there. Loring Nixon gets stacked up in the backfield. The 5th-year running back from St. Augustine, who came in with 55 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns.
Roderick Henderson stuffs this play. And Rory feels like he's coming off it, but plays down, does a good job playing through the outside shoulder of the guard, or the tight end, excuse me. It hits it head on.
So 2nd and goal from the 2. Sims wide left, Tompkins the motion man.
For the stutter out with the motion man.
Handoff, Nixon up the middle, touchdown. Rory Nixon on his 2nd rushing attempt. Gets into the end zone, and Baltimore scores on their opening drive.
So watch the outside there. That's a really good job by Warren. It just caves Jake Payne down. Jake Payne tried to take the inside edge on that and just gets washed down, which leaves a huge hole in there.
Extra point is up and right down the middle from Mark Lewis. 14th-year kicker. And Baltimore begins 7-0.
And big Rory Nixon, Charm City with some sweet feet on the ground. 7-0 Brigade.
Rory Nixon a rushing touchdown. His 5th rushing touchdown of the season. 7-0 Baltimore as they score on their opening drive. 6 plays, 25 yards, and 441. Nixon from 2 yards out. It followed a return out to midfield on the opening kickoff from Brandon Tompkins. Lewis sends it in the slack net with Chris Dufault back deep, and Dufault unable to get a chance this time. So the quarterback is Arvell Nelson. Became the starter 2 weeks ago, 6th year, big guy at a Texas Southern, and you see his season numbers.
They'll improve and want to get this number up for sure. The turnovers, want to take care of that. But as he learns this offense, he'll continue to get better. You see him, he throws a deep ball beautifully and has a rocket for an arm, folks.
For my money, he's my favorite player in this league to watch week in and week out. Dufault the motion man from the end zone. Nelson launches, big arm. Dufault, big speed, but not enough speed to catch up with it. It was actually Reggie Gray, the 9th-year veteran from Western Illinois, and Gray comes up holding that right hamstring.
Had to let him roll out. You see Otoye at fullback, Gray, receiver we just saw, Reese. Dangerfield, another big young target that's getting better. Mudge, Savage, and Parker up front. They'll try to get this thing going. They've continued to get better with the addition of Shane Stafford to the staff. He helps call the plays on the field, and this offense is getting better, going in the right direction.
Josh Reese in motion. Nelson works his way, fires, and into the Valor bench, brings up 3rd down.
Dangerfield didn't realize he was getting the screen over there. With the screenplay, and again, you're working with some young guys, you've got to teach them a system and have everybody understand what you're calling there. But everybody has that play. It's a quick screen out there, it's a special quick screen, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has that play. It looked like it had a little chance to go somewhere. They've been able to get the block.
Jared Dangerfield, rookie out of Western Kentucky. They got Josh Reese in just his 2nd year. And UCF, 3rd and 10. Quick hit over the middle, caught. Reggie Gray gets some yardage. Out to the 13, picks up 7. It'll bring up 4th down.
That's a great job. What I loved about that play, 3rd down, they throw a hitch route, and Reggie catches and gets north and south immediately. Doesn't waste any time. Now they've got a short 4th and 3 here. I tell you, there's a lot of things available to you. You might see a short storm, which will be a go on the outside with the slot receiver running the out. Reggie Gray's awesome at running that route. So you have a lot of things at your disposal here. It's 3 yards.
4th and 3. Nelson with time, floats it over the middle, and he overshot Josh Reese down around the Baltimore 15. And the Valor turn it over on downs. Baltimore with a big defensive stop early.
Welcome back to Royal Farms Arena. Brigade up 7-0. Washington has a chance to continue this drive. Watch this route here. We've got a short storm right out. It's 4th and 3 here. Your eyes should be right here on this player. As soon as he rolls out, give the ball to Reggie Gray. That's how you convert and move on to the next drive. He doesn't. He tries to come off and throw the in route off of the backside, and now you give Baltimore a chance down deep.
Already up 7-0, their second drive, 6.5 to play opening quarter. Randy Hippert back on offense from the 12. Sims near side, his third reception, and he takes it down just inside the 10. So Sims 3 catches now, and right there he gains 3, so 3 catches, 23 yards. As we look at the starting offense here for the 6-2 Brigade.
Rory Nixon, the big fullback. We've seen him get in already. Quentin Sims has had a busy early evening. BT, Brandon Tompkins, one of the most talented guys, along with the other Brandon Collins, another talented guy. Ray McNeil at center. Jeremiah Warren at guard, and Jordan McCray at the tight end spot, who is a weapon on that backside as a receiver.
Brandon Collins in motion. Hippert from the 15 fires and caught. Tompkins for the end zone. Did he get there? Not quite. Just inside the 1, he picked up 9.
Similar type route, just out of a trips formation that we saw Washington not convert on. But when you get the short route and have a chance to convert, take it, give it to your guy in space early. And there you see Brandon almost gets it in, but you see his left arm on the wall. That's an excellent call by the official.
See, I love these hockey arenas in arena football. When you get down around here, it gets real tight for that offense with those rounded corners because it's built for hockey, and I think it's perfect for this league.
Why are you talking about hockey? Hockey season's over.
And they don't. Just down the street there,
they don't
in Washington, they certainly want to talk about it.
Hey, they do, but we're in Baltimore. We're in Charm City.
Tompkins in motion, Nixon up trying to get there, and he's just short. Again, gained a couple of inches.
I'll tell you what. That Roderick Henderson is dominant down there inside. Number 93 comes off the ball and just stuffs this thing. Crosses Jordan McCray's face.
Did you have a rebuttal
play
for the rounded walls as a quarterback, as an offensive guy in an offensive league?
Obviously, I don't like it. You're taking away 3 yards of space. Doesn't seem like much, but it's enough. Especially when you get down into the red zone and you want to throw that corner out. It makes a difference when you've got it shaved off like that.
Second and goal, rolling out. Hippert, he's in trouble, and down he goes. Sacked back at the 8-yard line, and that's a huge play for this Valor defense, led by Austin Brown.
Austin Brown, and this is another busted play. See, they ran a fake pitch and just slipped Rory out to the end zone, and Randy wasn't ready. Sometimes when you run those fake pitches and fires, you got to fire, which means everybody stay man on so nobody gets a free shot at your quarterback as you get a look at the Valor defense. Jake Payne, David Washington, Roderick Henderson, Kareem Smith at the middle linebacker spot, or MAC linebacker spot, Alvin Ray Jackson, Obi, Tracy Belton.
Third and goal from the 7. Hippert now. End zone. Pushing and shoving, and a marker down. Pass incomplete, intended for Sims, but he had a man all over him, Fred Obi.
Yeah, and he's complaining about the call.
That's a massive play right there.
I mean, they kind of stumble into each other, but still, he's kind of hugging from behind as he's trying to run away from him. That's a mauling. You got to play. I think Fred Obi is one of those kids that is a great cover guy. He can play. He's got to trust his skill set because he's got a fantastic skill set and just use his technique.
That feels like a benefit of the doubt. He's one of the best covermen in this league. That feels like a no call to me. 2:45 in the first. So it's half the distance, first and goal from the 3. Gonna flip it out. Sims on the jump ball. Hauls it in for the touchdown.
That's a great ball. And again, they run a fake look like they're going to pitch it. Randy Hibbert stands up and throws the fade. And you know, if you're a secondary player, you're trying to get inside to get in that backfield to stop the run. Everything starts out wide, and he just hops out and throws it over the top. Obi allows outside release, and a perfect throw from Randy Hibbert.
Extra point good from the veteran Lewis, 14-0 Baltimore. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, and they got a defensive stop mixed in there as well.
That's how you're supposed to start the ball game. Good hands people right there. Quentin Sims, y'all.
Five plays, 12 yards and 421. 3-yard touchdown catch by Sims. His 12th touchdown catch of the season. The Brigade lead 14-0, and they have done a great job, Seth, of spreading it around in Baltimore.
Awesome, because, I mean, you don't know who the go-to guy is. There's never, each night there's one guy that's going to step up and get it done, and I think that's a testament to the offense, to the play calling, and to first and foremost your quarterback for not being greedy and thinking he's got a force feed one guy.
Chris Duval on the kick return. Duval tries the left. Not much there. Tries to approach. Is stacked up. There's been a face mask in there. Penalty markers all over the place. In on the tackle was Rodney Austin, but I think he got some face mask.
Kicking team number 44. 10-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
So that'll help the Valor a little bit. They got to get it going. It was a tough opening drive for Arvell Nelson.
I don't think he got some face mask. He got all of the face mask. But the bigs hustling down. They know how important it is to keep him pinned back there. You know, he's second in the league behind Brandon Tompkins. He's got over 600 yards returning the ball this year as well, and a touchdown.
Reggie Gray trying to go in motion. And they blow it dead here.
Chains.
From the 14. We'll do it again. 14-0 Baltimore. 1:10 to play opening quarter. Reggie Gray in motion. Arvell Nelson looking for his first completion. That's not going to be it. Good coverage that time in the secondary by Josh Victorian and Virgil Gray as we check in down below with AJ.
Yeah, I'm joined by wideout Quentin Sims, who just scored one-on-one on the outside with that touchdown, putting the Brigade up 14-0. Talk about what you saw from the field and how it felt to score that TD.
It felt great. I mean, to take a 2-possession lead, 14-0, it's always big. We want to start fast, so I'm happy to do it.
Randy Hippert has hit you 4 times already this game. Talk about how hard he works to get you guys good looks.
Every day in practice we're working. We're talking all the time. It's always about communication. We're doing good coming together.
Back to you guys.
AJ, thanks. Good work. Sims off to a good start.
Good work.
11-yard pickups, and Elson's got to try to find another rhythm before this lead gets too large.
Yeah, he does, and he's got to just settle in. I think he's a guy that maybe if you're Shane Stafford, you drop a couple plays where he can take off out of the backfield and run with the ball. But he's got to just get settled in and play his game. He's more than capable of being extremely successful in this game.
Playoff, no. From midfield when we come back. End of 1, week 10 of the Arena Football League. Baltimore leads Washington 14-0. You're watching the AFL on CBS Sports Network. We start the second here in downtown Baltimore. Tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, join CBS Sports Network on the pitch as the USA Rugby men's national team takes on Scotland. Don't miss some world-class competition with the Emirates Airlines Summer Series on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. From midfield, first play, second quarter, 14-0. Call in the middle, a broken tackle, and down the 14 goes Reggie Gray. A gain of 11 and a first down for the Valor.
Royce France gives him the business on this tackle. I don't even know how this throw gets in there. Virgil's right next to him and kind of bails out, thinking he's going to throw it outside. That's a good job being patient, but Royce LaFrance letting Reggie Gray feel it, but Reggie pops up and goes first down.
That's a good feeling, right? To take a pop and to be able to get right back up.
I usually lay there for that.
Nelson in trouble, lost the football in the sack, and the Valor able to fall on top of it. It's been a difficult start for this Washington offense. Royce LaFrance, a big hit, the rookie out of Tulane.
Again, you got to take early shots outside, especially against his pass rush. If you got a chance to get the ball out of your hand, get it out of your hand right there, right now. Before you just back out and give it to him. You can abort your drop and give the ball in. You're waiting and waiting. That puts a lot of pressure on the offensive line to stay in there and block for a long time.
Loss of 3 on the sack, 2nd down 13. Gray in motion, out there with Dangerfield. Tolliver as well. End zone corner, way over the top and out of play, looking for Gray. I don't know, Sed, what do you see from Arvell?
Arvell's just not settled. And he's a guy that we're used to seeing smiling. Even when things aren't going great, he's got the right attitude. He just needs a couple positive things to happen and get it rolling. But this defense right now is playing solid. They're giving him everything underneath. Giving it to him.
This is a league of momentum, right? Where you can fall down 3 or 4 touchdowns. But 21-0 and a couple of defensive stops.
To a team that looks to be, that thinks they could be, possibly hoisting the trophy at the end of the year, that's going to be tough, but it's not impossible.
3rd and 13, Nelson pumps, lofts it, end zone, nearly intercepted. In and out of the hands of the veteran Cleveland Thomas.
A Hall of Famer.
Who they just signed this week.
I wish he would have dropped a few of those I threw to him like that. Wish he would have dropped a few balls I threw to him like that. He's lined up here. Watch him fall off and help on the backside. You got to be alert. This is between Virgil Gray, Cleveland down here in the red zone where he doesn't have to cover. It helps his team mentally. And then you go with Josh Victorian. All 3 of these guys have played in the middle, which means a safety position. So they can cover motion, dead set, all of it. It makes it very valuable.
4th and 13, Nelson over the middle, caught. Reggie Gray, end zone for the touchdown. On a 4th and 13 play, the Valor had to have that, and they got it.
That's a big-time catch. You see the zone coverage. You see the zone coverage in here. And this is where the area that he's going to end up working in. But the zone coverage is going to spread out. This looks like an old sky coverage, but you see Cleveland stays with his man. And Josh Victorian doesn't squeeze and close down that area fast enough. Reggie Gray gets outstretched and makes the play.
Will that be a play? We go back and say, all right, he was 3 of 9, Nelson, before that play right there on 4th down.
And had to have it, but got the tough catch from the veteran Reggie Gray.
Four minutes deep, second quarter, 14-7. The Valor scoring on a 4th and 13. They get an 18-yard touchdown. Throw by Nelson and catch by Reggie Gray. Week 10 of the Arena Football League. Pat Clark to send it away for the top returner in the league, Brandon Tompkins. And this one's off the iron and loose, still loose. In the end zone, it's recovered.
That's touchdown Valor.
Touchdown Valor indeed. They were dead in the water moments ago.
Alvin Ray Jackson. Pat Clark.
Amazing.
I'm going to go ahead and give Pat Clark to 3rd. With the bar ball. Great kick.
Sid, what do you always tell me about this league?
It's never. You just got to keep playing, man. Bar ball. And there's nothing Virgil can do back there. He's back. Ball hits the deck. And then it's anyone's. And right there, Alvin Ray, Johnny on the spot. With the 6-pack. Pat Clark.
Ties the game at 14. 14-14. And Baltimore was within an eyelash of getting their second defensive stop, going on offense up 14-0.
An eyelash.
An eyelash.
If Reggie Gray was 5'7" instead of 5'8", he wouldn't have caught that ball.
They were already at 14-7. They would have got it back. Instead, in a matter of seconds. We're deadlocked at 14. The 1-7 Valor come back to life in this early second quarter. All right, Arvell now is with AJ down below.
Yeah, Arvell, I was about to talk about your touchdown pass to Reggie Gray, but let's talk about that last play. How did you like that?
We knew we was gonna get some type of combo once we run a post out of 3 and the over. So you know, I just wanted to see it clear and then hit my guy.
You've been targeting Reggie quite a bit this game. Finally connected when it mattered most, 4th and 13. Talk about that feeling and what you're seeing with this Brigade pass rush today.
That's big play Reggie Gray. You know, we got to try to get him the ball, man, because he can do special things. But yeah, the pass rush is coming. I'm trying to slow it down with my snap count, get the ball out of my hands a little quicker, slow them guys down. But we fine. We're getting everything that we want. We just got to execute better.
Still in the game.
Oh, we still tied up, baby.
Back to you.
AJ, thanks.
Tied up, baby. Another ball on the ground.
Loose inside the 5, still loose, and finally Sims falls on it at the 6.
I'm going to tell you right now how close that was to be a 21-point swing. Michael Everett runs right by it. Or excuse me, Michael Knight runs right by this thing. Watch the bounce and watch the white jersey flash right there. He's falling down and can't find it.
Mark's the MVP for the Valor right now.
He's got it locked in going that way. If I'm coming out third quarter, I'm kicking that way as well. If I'm there. He's got it locked in on that goalpost, man.
That's how you do it. I mean, Tompkins is the best return man in the league. Returned the first kickoff of the game out to midfield, and now the last 2, he hasn't had a chance because it's been off the bar.
And you give yourself a chance to steal a possession as well. That's an excellent job by Pat Clark, the third.
14 all. 9:26 first half. Tompkins in motion. Randy Hippert from the 5 in his own end zone. Floats it out, caught far side, space in the middle of the field, and finally spun down at the 21-yard line. A gain of 15 for Milton Williams.
Tell you what, this is, again, we talk about reading coverage and doing what you're supposed to do with the football. We've got Brandon Tompkins on the bottom half of the field running a post route. He stretches both corners back deep. And a beautiful soft touch throw into the dead spot by Randy Hibbert.
The MVP of the league last season. 6th-year quarterback from Virginia Wise. Put out to DJ Stevens, his first catch of the night. Gains 4, 5th-year player from Arkansas, Monticello. DJ Demetrius Stevens.
He spent some time with Omar in LA. Talented receiver. They've got some guys, man. I tell you what, when you look at the entire cupboard of coffee mugs, they're all like 12-ounce coffee cups. They're big, and all of them can run good routes.
Hippert has completed his last 7 from midfield. Tompkins in motion. Hippert looking that way. He got caught up, though. He got tied up with Fred Obie.
That's a good job right there by Alvin Ray Jackson, who shuts this play down. And Brandon Tompkins has got to weave a little bit wider, get a little more width so he can get away from him. But
Obie and Jackson were both in there, but yeah, 4th year from San Diego.
That's his stats from last week, folks.
2 catches. 2 interceptions, I should say.
But it's been an outstanding guy. Started the season this year with Baltimore. But ends up in Washington, Defensive Player of the Week. Last week, had an outstanding game. Looks to continue playing well.
He and Tompkins matchup to watch. Hippert floats it on. Stevens wide open near boards. Stevens cuts up inside. Stevens down to the 2-yard line. On a gain of 23.
That's a great job. This is a great job of running after the catch, but Tracy should squeeze this, but he's trying to help over the top. As soon as Brandon Tompkins goes inside, he's got to squeeze down on DJ Stevens, and he doesn't. He keeps hanging off. He keeps sinking and sinking. So now you got a wide open guy out there, and Randy Hibbert's not going to hold on to it. He's getting out of his hands, allowing his playmakers to go make some things happen, like what I'm seeing from Randy right now.
First and goal. Toss left. Nixon trying to get there, slammed into the wall, shy of the goal line.
It's a great effort by Rory, but from Omar Smith, I'm telling him, I don't want you reaching that ball out for that end zone. It's second down, or we're on a first down play.
You always say the wall is undefeated. If there's one guy that I feel like has a fighting chance at defeating the wall, it would be Nixon. We just saw we just saw that not go well.
And it didn't even move though. That's the thing.
It was loud though.
It was.
Second goal. Clock winds under 6 minutes. Nixon again. Nixon barrels his way in. His second rushing touchdown of the first half from 2 yards out.
Weak side toss. And listen, Rory's playing so well right now that this team was able to let Michael Benson go.
Saying something.
I mean, that's how well Rory's been playing. Second rushing touchdown of the night, 6th on the season.
Mark Lewis. 21-14, 5:04 to play before halftime.
Quick pitch left, and I'm too strong. And then watch my sweet feet with the dance. Watch me dance, folks. Oh, give it to him. Give it to him, Rory.
5:02 second quarter, week 10 of the AFL. It's 21-14 Baltimore. And after a 14-0 lead. Valor scored back-to-back touchdowns at Tithe, and Baltimore answers with a touchdown drive of their own. Bar ball loose, recovered. Stevens into the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore, on a bar ball, this time from Mark Lewis of the Brigade.
Turnabout's fair play. There's an injured player down for Baltimore down in the end zone there. But just like that, a 14-point swing. Is that Tracy Ball?
All right, 27-14, 4:37. Check on the injured player when we come back. Chris Duval shaking up on that last play. Lower back, it looks like he's favoring. 27-14 Baltimore off of a bar ball. DJ Stevens recovers and scores a touchdown. And now Mark Lewis for the PAT right down the middle. So it's 28-14, a quick two-touchdown swing for Baltimore. Flag down on that play on the PAT.
Offsides, it'll be declined.
Illegal formation by the defense. The defender was not in a three-point stance. Penalty is declined. The extra point is good.
Riley Johnson, the explanation. All right, so here was the last play on the kickoff.
Yeah, he's just hustling over, and he ends up getting blocked. But you see him, he comes all the way from the other side. Right here, coming for the ball, and right here he gets pushed. And watch how he lands. His knees come down, and his upper body stays up. He kind of just gets twisted into that wall. But again, another tough shot. You can't let that thing hit the ground, but right here you see him kind of land and get twisted up into the wall. And hopefully it's nothing serious. He did walk off under his own power. But just as the Valor took advantage of bar ball and got back in the game, and that quickly, Baltimore has jumped back ahead by 2 scores.
DJ Stevens. Right place, right time. Good reflexes and ball skills to recover and take it in. And it's 28-14 Brigade. 4:22 in the second. So Duval usually the return man for the Valor. It's going to be T.T. Tolliver in his 16th year out of Bethune-Cookman. Lewis looking for another bar ball, perhaps.
You can't have Pat Clark showing him up.
Pat's had 2 of them. One turned into a touchdown. There's another bar ball. It's loose and scooped up by the Valor. Josh Reese at the 2-yard line.
Good job by Josh Reese. That takes some guts right there, boy. To turn around and throw your body at that thing full speed, knowing.
Game trends, Baltimore 14-zip. 3 touchdowns on 3 possessions so far. Each team has recovered one off the iron. And each kicker has actually kicked 2 off the iron that have been dangerous. From the 2. 3:53 before halftime. Reese shakes a tackle and he's off to the races. Josh Reese, touchdown, Washington. 48 yards from Nelson to Reese.
That's a great throw and catch.
Come on, Valor!
It's a little pull route. And he's able to run through the arm tackle of Josh Victorian and finish.
Pat Clark drills it. 28-21 with 3:07 to play in the half.
The 30 pole right here. Z back, and he hits it. That's just good, strong running. And he finishes the play. Actually, it's Virgil Gray, excuse me. Can't get him on the ground. But a good answer. Positive vibes a brewing for the Valor, considering the way they started.
9th touchdown reception of the year for the 2nd-year man out of UCF. And that has become a household name in college football. The last, obviously they had a couple of dreadful years, but came out and had a perfect season last year. You know, it's been a trying season for the Valor. In March, Nick Davila, season opener, was the 13th, 2nd season in franchise history, and then 2 weeks later, he goes on IR. Scary moment. We were there calling it on a sack in the end zone. They didn't open it at home until May 11th because they had, obviously, teams, hockey. And
what teams? Who else was it?
They ended up with the Cup in D.C., but they had the NBA playoffs as well. Dean Kukinos got fired. Benjamin McDowell is now the interim head coach. Washington Capitals Stanley Cup champions. What a story that was. Beating a Vegas team, an expansion team, with long odds in Vegas.
Expansion team with some players, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't, cupboards weren't there.
That's right.
But still.
But it's a good time to be in D.C., and it's a good time to be affiliated, obviously, with this ownership group. When you got the WNBA, the NBA, the NHL, and the Arena Football League now in year 2.
And they'll continue to get better. They got to find all the right pieces. And right now, they've got a guy that gives them a chance in Arvell.
To me, the guy that, at the very least, he's worth the price of admission, regardless of how the team's doing. I mean, he brings it. He's entertaining. He enjoys the game. We talk about this being a fan-friendly product. He embodies that. Rush up the middle, pushing forward out to the 10. And a gain of 5.
Great serve by the offensive line.
Play in the half, 28-21. Brigade 6-2 coming in. Valor 1-7. Albany right now in second at 5-3. Philly in third at 4-4. Albany and Philly play 6 Eastern tomorrow night right here on CBS Sports Network. Hippert on 2nd and 5. Hippert retreating, floating, caught. No, in and out of the hands. Collins had it, got shoved into the boards, and couldn't hold on. Flag down.
Defense number 99, 5-yard penalty. That foul will result in the first down.
And that one on Jake Payne, second year out of Shenandoah. .125 and counting.
Okay.
And they're going to let this run down to the 1-minute warning. This is when the chess match really begins in the final minute, where you get to the regular outdoor game. Timing rules. Don't have a running clock. See what they elect to do in a 28-21 game. Minute to play, 28-21. Baltimore on offense, first down. So what do you try to do if you're Baltimore here with a minute?
I might try and go quick. Then start the onside war. You've got the master over there.
So get a 2 for 1?
Maybe
3
for 2. If they score quick enough.
1-minute timing rules in effect. Hippert over the middle, caught across midfield, first down pickup. Stevens again, this time a gain of 11.
DJ is such a good route runner. Sure-handed. You see the timing right there between he and Randy on the quick. A lot of hands coming to that area, but he's able to stick it in, get upfield, get a first down just that quick.
Are you surprised that Valor's letting the clock run? They got 3 timeouts here.
Yeah, I'm sure Baltimore is surprised also, but Baltimore.
Stevens down inside the 20, but now Baltimore's got a call. Oftentimes inside the final minute.
Well,
Talk about it being a chess match, and this is like the opposite of what you normally see.
But Baltimore, it's not on them. They've got the lead. They got the lead. Washington gets the ball coming out to start the second half, but right here you have a chance to go up 2 scores and keep them on the chase.
For those new to the game, oftentimes what you would see is literally after the first play,
possibly 4 possessions in a minute.
Right. And we may only see 1. Very likely.
That's what it looks like right now. I think Baltimore's going to try to finish it out, score with as little amount of time left as possible.
Washington gets it first coming out of the locker room, as you mentioned. 19.3 on the clock. Second down, 4. Collins in motion. Randy Hippert to throw. Hippert looking end zone, batted away at the last moment, closing in. Marker down. Michael Knight defensively.
It's going to be offside, but Austin Brown up front.
Offside. Number 90 of the defense was in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. That foul will result first down.
So this is perfect for Baltimore.
They're down inside the nose guard position, right in front of the ball. Great hard count. A good job finishing the play by Michael Knight back there, not giving up the free score, because that could have been an easy one.
But I mean, isn't this what you want if you're the Brigade? 13.6 and you're right around the 13-yard line?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's in their favor right now. So if you're Washington, the only thing you can do now is try to stop them and possibly hold them to force a field goal attempt down here.
Milton Williams will be in motion. Second-year receiver from Delaware State. 1st and 10 from the 13. Hippert all day, pumps, tucks it, Hippert slides down at the 10 with 7 seconds. They got to get a timeout. They do a 6.6.
That's heads up. I'd like to see other guys around him understand the situation as well. You know, he's getting tackled and trying to call timeout at the same time. You see how into the game he is as he starts to take off and run. But you've got to have that clock in your head and possibly even throw it away, because if I'm Randy Hibbert, like, I don't want to see my guy taking shots like that. But you see him there calling for the timeout immediately.
But you're right. He's scrambling around back there. Nobody's going to preview tomorrow's game highlights and stats coming up at the half.
But a first down play, throw it away. Put it in the stands. Put it in the stands. Get rid of it.
Well, now all of a sudden the clock is not so much your friend. 6.6. Probably 2 plays. You're at the 11. So the down and distance not really a factor here at 2nd and 8. Got to punch it in from the 11. Stevens in motion. Hibbert rifles it into the 3rd row, and now you're down to 1 play.
Call out the vet.
Lewis.
He's been clutch, and I think that's who's on the way.
You got it.
Here he comes. Talk about a guy playing with extreme confidence right now. He's going to fall on the guys up front. Craig. Samuels. Warren. All those guys up front, they've got to do a good job of blocking here.
Timeout.
They got to freeze him.
Washington, first charge of the half.
Well, you don't talk often about kickers, but this guy's clutch, and I know you have a lot of respect. And last week, he was the hero for the Brigade.
He was. Look at this onside. Fantastic. DJ Stevens. And then you got a chance to win it for your team. Bang.
Going back to a couple of years ago against Jacksonville. Look at this.
AFL in Florida. Look at that. That looks so beautiful. Orlando, Jacksonville. But there he is. Oh, he's almost. Oh, got to stretch out. Oh, almost got that touchdown. Remember that one time where I almost scored a touchdown? Remember that one time?
One of my best onside kicks. He tweeted that after the game. Tops us off with a game-winning field goal. You like the confidence from the veteran as well.
It's not really bragging. It's the truth, right? That was an unbelievable onside kick.
All right, 26 yards to end the first half to make it a 10-point game. Lewis snap down, kick is up, and it's right down the middle at the gun with the marker down. A 26-yard field goal from Mr. Clutch, Mark Lewis.
I think there's going to be a rough.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker by the defense. That foul will be carried over to the second half. That is the end of the first half. Timeout.
I think they might get Kareem Smith. But what a kick. Good hold. Bangs it out. Oh, it's Roderick Henderson.
All right, AJ is with Omar Smith.
Coach Smith, let's talk about that clutch field goal just now by Mark Lewis.
That was a great kick by him, pressure on. Disappointed in myself. We could have managed that situation a little bit better. Could have caught something to get the touchdown, and I didn't. So I'm going to get better on that. But we got a lead. We need to come out and play some defense.
Rory Nixon has been a force. Hibbert has been spreading it around with Sims and Tompkins. Talk about how high-powered this offense has been and how satisfied you may be in the first half.
We're efficient. We need to continue to work on getting better in the run game in the red zone. We're not good at that yet, so that's why we're trying to get it going. But, you know, we should have scored at the end of the half with a touchdown, so I got to put that behind me and get these guys motivated for the second half.
Defensively, your pass rush has been effective against Nelson. What adjustments, if any, do you need to make in the second half?
Well, we just need to make some plays in the secondary. We got them in the fourth down, and we busted the coverage. So our pass rush is doing good, but we got to make some plays in the secondary.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Back to you guys.
AJ, thanks, and thanks to Omar Smith. 26-yarder by Lewis. Hibbert's been good. 31-21. Baltimore trying to get to 7-2. You're watching the Arena Football League on CBS Sports Network. Our halftime from Baltimore begins next.